If you guys want to check out more WWE gameplays and news videos, breaking news, all that good stuff, make sure you guys check out my channel. Link will be in the description, graphic on screen, youtube.com/AngoYT. Now, today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the new stable that might possibly be put together for WWE. It seems like WWE hasn't done too much with these three guys ever since Survivor Series, and WWE has recently filed a trademark which would be applied as Redneck Reppin Company. So, Redneck Reppin Company would essentially be a formation of three guys, like I said, that have done nothing since Survivor Series, and as you guys could already guess, we are talking about Dolph Ziggler, the Ryback, and Eric Rowan. And, you know, I gotta be honest with you guys, I am not cool with this idea. I do not think these three guys can definitely pull off this kind of stable if we are getting the inclination that we are receiving with, you know, the actual name itself. I like the idea of putting all three guys together. They haven't done much. They've kind of banded together, dropping promos every here and there. I know Eric Rowan has been kind of getting squashed out by Big Show and stuff on SmackDowns and Raws and, you know, even by Luke Harper or whatever. But I think back to the time when he had some promos with John Cena backstage, and I think Eric Rowan's actually a very key piece. I've said this many, many times. Just get Eric Rowan more in the ring. Let him adapt a newer move style. And, you know, you can definitely make him a very, very big guy, kind of like Kane. So, yeah, you know, Eric Rowan is one of those guys. He's not there just yet, but a stable like this could definitely do him some wonders. Out of all three guys, he is probably the only one that may be able to fit the actual gimmick itself, being a redneck, if, you know, so to say, if that's the direction they decide to go. Me personally, I don't like the name. I think WWE has kind of fell out of touch when it comes to actually creating stable names. The New Day is one of them. I had no idea. You know, when we saw those vignettes, I was never thinking that Biggie Langston and Xavier Woods and Kofi were going to be actually called the New Day. But every vignette had something to do with New Day. Obviously, you know, from what these reports are saying, Redneck Reppin Company would be essentially a redneck stable. Dolph Ziggler and Ryback definitely, in my opinion, do not fit that stereotype. I don't know how they would be able to pull off that gimmick, but at the end of the day, WWE is all about adapting to something new, and if you want to hang with the best in the company, you're going to have to make moves to get yourself on TV. And it's interesting, you know, I don't know if this is something that would definitely work, but I personally am not a fan of the idea, and the reason for that is because I still firmly believe that Ryback and Dolph Ziggler are two guys right now that should be in the WWE title picture. And I know some people are not going to agree with this, but I've been saying for a very, very long time, I'm a huge Ryback fan. I firmly believe that Ryback should have won the WWE Championship when they did. And when WWE missed out on that opportunity, I feel like WWE might make the same mistake with a guy like Roman Reigns. And if they do that same mistake with Roman Reigns, then Roman Reigns is going to go to like Ryback's level, and he's not going to be as relevant as he once was. But granted, things always change in the WWE, and a new stable like this could definitely change things up. There has been so much talks about stables. I don't know if you guys watched the previous video here on Tony Pizza Guy's channel where I talked about an NXT stable coming up and invading WrestleMania 31, but this is actually something that could work out very, very well. You know, you put those three guys together of Kevin Owens, Hideo Itami, and Finn Balor, and you put them against three guys like Dolph Ziggler, Ryback, and Eric Rowan, you're essentially creating, you know, you're creating something special. And the good thing is with the faction like this, and this is the one thing I do like, is they could be babyface or heel. So you put Eric Rowan together, you put Eric Rowan, Ryback, and Dolph Ziggler together. They could be babyface, they could be heel, and regardless, it could work. So far, they've been playing off these babyface characters where they have been anti-authority. Imagine at WrestleMania 31, where, you know, they do end up having a match with that NXT stable. There's a lot of stuff that could play off, you know, to an important key storyline for them. There's a lot of things that could just go well with it, but at the same time, too, it just really depends on what WWE would decide to do. If they are your typical redneck wrestling stable, then yeah, I don't think it's going to work. Realistically, it's not something that I can envision Ryback and Dolph Ziggler. You know, Eric Rowan, on the other hand, I think he's got the beard. I think you give him some new attire. You know, I feel like they could do some wonderful things. Maybe that's what Eric Rowan needs to get to the top. He doesn't necessarily need to get to the top, but he needs to be pretty stable in WWE, where he could get involved with storylines, possibly win, a mid-card championship belt. Just, constantly working with people. He doesn't have to win championships. He doesn't have to win, the biggest matches, but he does have to be part of TV somehow, some way. And I think that is the one thing that I really like about having a banded together stable like these three guys. Like I said, they've kind of stuck with each other since Survivor Series, and for that, that's a really good thing for all three guys. Ryback and Dolph Ziggler have obviously been winning more singles matches since then, whereas Eric Rowan has, he's maybe won one or two. He got involved at the Royal Rumble, which I thought was really, really cool. I actually really like that. But yeah, like he's been losing at SmackDown to the Big Show a couple times, and for me, that's just not something I'm all about. For his character, because I feel like, he doesn't have the best move set. His ring style is not the best, but he has so much potential, and sending him down to NXT is not going to really help at the moment, because he needs to stay on TV. He needs to be kind of relevant, because, at the end of the day, he did come from the Wyatt family. So for me, I just think there's so much potential with it. And, I got to ask you guys, and that's why we have a comment section down below, so make sure you guys are sharing your opinions. But, what do you guys think of a guy like Eric Rowan? Like, right now in his career in the WWE, are you guys satisfied with the work that he's put out? Because at the end of the day, WWE can only do one thing with Eric Rowan, and that is, take him out of the Wyatt family, but somehow keep him on TV. And the way to really do that has been kind of questionable, right? Do you keep him as a solo star? Do you have him only good for tag teams? Do you put Eric Rowan in a situation where he is with Ryback or Dolph Ziggler? Now, one thing that I really think about when it comes to Eric Rowan, and I'm going to ask you guys these same questions in a couple minutes for each individual star, but the one thing that I like about Eric Rowan is that I feel like Eric Rowan is definitely made more as the enforcer. I feel like he is the guy, we've seen him kind of brutally beat up people instead of just being the guy that flies off the ropes and, runs around and does a whole bunch of different moves. But he's like that simple guy, big boot, body slam, suplex, splash from the top rope. Like, he's just one of those guys that he doesn't really need the biggest moveset. That's why I feel like he's kind of in a position where they should put him in a tag team with someone random and then make a story out of it. And the reason why I say this, and I got to use Kane as a good example, but they have put Kane in weird tag teams. They put him with Rob Van Dam. They put him with, the Hurricane, and they put him with Daniel Bryan. And these were three tag teams that nobody thought Kane could actually excel in. And he pulled through, and they had a really good, Kane won tag team titles with guys nobody would ever assume as a tag team. And I feel like Eric Rowan should be that same guy. Now, who do you put Eric Rowan with? It's questionable. Do you put him with a guy like Dolph Ziggler? Dolph Ziggler should more so be, solo in my opinion, but you can definitely do that. You got to put someone in the mix that just really isn't up to Eric Rowan's level, and all Eric Rowan is there for is just to be the enforcer. He's that big guy. That's why he has to stay on the WWE main roster. So what do you guys think about Eric Rowan? And now we're going to talk about Dolph Ziggler. I said earlier that I feel like he should be a single star, but for some reason, at the position where he should be, it's a little bit more crowded. There's other people that need that title before Dolph Ziggler. So do you send Dolph Ziggler down to NXT? That is the obvious no. I would never put Dolph Ziggler down in NXT. But what can you do right now for Dolph Ziggler to stay relevant? And that right now would be, kind of staying in the mix with the Authority. But after the Authority, Dolph Ziggler needs a push to the main event. If Dolph Ziggler were to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, that would be a very good thing. But then again, too, like I said, it's kind of crowded. So how does Dolph Ziggler get there? What does Dolph Ziggler do? Maybe he is that guy that just needs to tag team with Eric Rowan. Do I like the name Redneck Reppin Company? I do not, but it's a possibility that is something that could happen. So that's why I also got to ask you guys, once again in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of Dolph Ziggler? Do you guys think he should be a solo star? Do you guys think he should be tag teaming in a stable like this, or should he just be a tag team partner? Do you think he should go for the tag titles? What do you guys think about Dolph Ziggler? And the last guy I want to talk about is the Ryback, because I also said that he should have been WWE champion, and kind of like Dolph Ziggler's situation, I feel like he should still be a WWE champion. If Ryback is not going to be the WWE champion, then I say Ryback has to take that Intercontinental Championship belt at some point and have a year reign with the belt. And when I say a year reign, I am talking about Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, Fandango, all these different people, right? I am definitely 100% saying that they need to be in that position where WWE can have him defend his title and Ryback successfully defends it every single time. I like Ryback, but if you're not going to put him at the main event, I feel like he should be a single star winning titles. And that's just me personally, because I feel like Ryback is one of those guys I feel like WWE could have done so much with. I remember being at Night of Champions. I remember seeing, him turn and having Paul Heyman, become his manager. And I feel like WWE dropped the ball because they had Curtis Axel involved. And these were things that, I think WWE could do so much with Ryback. There's so much potential with it. But right now, they're kind of in limbo. So do you guys think all three of these guys should come together and represent the Redneck Reppin company? Or do you guys think that they should all go solo, or kind of the other things I mentioned earlier? So make sure you guys check out that comment section down below. This is your guys' platform to engage with myself and Tony. We respond to comments. We look at them, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys soon. More news videos on the way. Don't forget, check out my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Your guys' feedback on these videos have been so incredible. The likes, the comments. I didn't even realize how many people actually like Ango, and you guys are all the best. So thank you guys for watching, and see you guys soon. Peace.